Hi, Verbling. My name's Michaela. I'm from Phoenix, Arizona. And today we're going to be talking about manners, how they're different in different countries, and how you might apply them in certain situations. We'll be discussing, reading, and talking about vocabulary. And I put the notes in the box, the chat box. Abdallah, welcome to class.
Hey, welcome. How are you?
I'm doing really well. How's your weekend going?
It's a great weekend. I do a lots of things in this weekend.
Like what?
Visit my relatives, hang out with my friends, went to gym. Actually, I'm booking my next exam in Oracle certification.
Ooh, good luck.
Thank you.
Are you
Tell
studying a
me
lot?
how. Yes, I supposed to do. Because I'm working IT field, and in the IT field you should be updating and keep looking for any news or any certification.
Mm-hmm. Definitely.
Okay, tell me about your weekend.
Well, let's see. Today I did some work around the house and I walked the dogs and I wrote some mail to my family. I'll show you. I write
Oh,
mail,
great.
so I wrote some mail to my family. Kind of a relaxing day so far.
Oh, that's great. But why
Yeah.
you send you send email your
hmm
family in paper?
Yeah, on paper, yes. Because look,
Why don't
it's
electronic
so
mail or
much
something like
because
that?
it's so much cuter. Look at all my little cards. They're very cute.
Yeah, you're right.
It's just I like to email as well and use Facebook to keep in contact, but sometimes it seems a little more special to receive something in the mail. So I try to
Exactly.
keep it fresh.
Yeah. Good idea.
All right. Allah, welcome to class.
Welcome. Hi, teacher. How are you?
Good. How are you?
Thank you. I'm fine.
Awesome. How's your weekend going?
Fine. Nothing special. Okay. Just having a rest from work.
Very nice. That's what the weekends are for, just a little
Yes.
relaxation.
Yes, of
Great.
course.
And studying, that too.
Yes, of course.
All right. David, welcome back.
Hi, Michaela.
Hey,
What
you're
is...
doing a lot of studying, aren't you?
Sorry, I can't hear you.
You're doing a lot of studying, aren't you?
Yes, yes. Uh-huh.
Awesome. Good plan. Okay. So I put the notes for class in the chat boxes for you guys. And I'm going to screen share it as well for anyone out there who needs that. The screen share button. Interesting. It looks like the screen share button doesn't want to work right now. Okay, so while you guys load that up, I'm going to try to reload this page because my screen share button is not working. So I might drop out of class for a couple seconds. While I'm doing that, if I do drop out, I want you guys to start with the warm-up questions. And question number 1 is, are the people of your country well-mannered compared to other nationalities? So start to think or talk about that while I reload this page. Okay, much better. Now everything is working properly. So let's get back to the question. Abdallah, do you think that people are well-mannered in your country in comparison to other nationalities?
Yes, sure. Because that depends on the cultures of this country. I think there are a lot of difference between and other nationalities.
Mm-hmm. Like what?
Uh, okay, I'm from country, but now I'm living in other country. Okay, I
Mm-hmm.
have culture different in this these people who are living in this country.
Definitely.
About yeah about what you should uh, wear or what how you should eat. Uh, the times about the time when you get out or hang out with your friends, something like that.
Mm-hmm. Okay. And are there any special rules or customs that you're used to that you don't see where you live now?
Okay, where I live now, when you eat, you should eat with your hand, not with a spoon or knife or something like that, because this is traditional here. Should with your hand, without any spoon, without anything.
Interesting. That is a good point. So some places that would be rude, but not every country.
Yeah.
All right. And give us some examples of bad manners that you see sometimes. Do you ever see
Uh,
someone do something rude or gross?
I'm think. Okay. Mm, something bad. Okay. The girls here, it's not allowed to them to drive the cars.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's a rule of government, right? It's not
Mm-hmm.
vineyard, right? Okay,
Yeah. So you
but
think it's bad
uh,
manners?
yeah, because this decision of government is taken. It depends on the culture of peoples here.
Mm-hmm. Totally. Very interesting examples. Thank you for giving us those cross-cultural examples of manners.
Yeah.
Awesome. How about Allah? Can you give us, actually, let's start with question number one. Are people of your country well-mannered compared to other nationalities?
Uh, okay. Uh, I think in every nationalities or in every nationality or every country, you can find people who are well mannered, and you can find people who are acting indecent or something not appropriate. So I think it doesn't depend. Uh, we cannot say that this nationality is maybe all well mannered, and that this one is a bad. I think in everywhere you can find the good and the bad. So we are in my country. I think in general we are modest, uh, and I think the majority are well mannered. That's it.
Good to hear. And are there any special customs or rules in your country that a foreigner might not know about?
Customs. Uh, I think now we live in an open society. You can know about others and see what others do. It's not a secret anymore, or maybe some traditions are now known to everyone. Maybe even if you are going to another country, you may read about their traditions. We don't have special rules or uh, special manners. I don't think that. No, no, maybe some traditions, yes, but I can't. I can't think about one now. maybe later.
Okay. And what is an example of bad manners that you see sometimes?
Yes, there is maybe indecent behaviors from some people, um, indiscretion maybe from some people, not acting maybe respectful to other. That's everywhere. You can find some people acting like that. It's not special in one country or one nation. Yes, but the majority respect each other and acting maybe solemn.
Hmm?
Am I saying right? Solemn. Solemn. I write it here, teacher. I write it in the chat.
Verbling chat or Google chat?
Google.
Okay, good. Solemn.
Solemn. Is that right? It means respectful.
Sometimes, yeah. Solemn is like someone who's serious and
Serious.
maybe, yeah, dedicated or something.
Uh,
Could be
okay,
a
so it's
part of a
not
respectful
appropriate.
attitude.
Okay.
All right. Thank you very much for sharing with us.
Thank you.
And Rodrigo, you're up next. Do you think people of your country are well-mannered in comparison to other nationalities?
So.
Do you think they're not well-mannered in comparison to other nationalities?
There are too many people that don't have any manners, and
Interesting. So what are some examples of bad manners you can think of?
I don't know.
All right. Are there any special customs or rules that you can think of that if a stranger might not know? If a foreigner came, they might not already know this custom?
No,
Teacher.
not.
Question? I heard someone say teacher.
Yes, I can tell you about a custom that maybe in our countries, in other countries or in the West countries, we know that greetings maybe without shaking hands or maybe only with the hand with shaking hands. But in our country, it's normal to shake hands and kissing when you meet other people.
That's
Okay,
an
for males.
excellent example.
Yeah.
Great example. It's always a little confusing to me when I travel in a foreign country, and I never really know if I should kiss or shake hands or hug or what.
I get your idea now.
Yes.
Any other customs?
Here in Brazil, that is like that too.
Kissing and hugging or handshakes?
Handshakes and kissing for a case of woman to man, or either way.
So,
Men with men, no.
okay. So men don't kiss men, but women kiss men, and men kiss women, and women kiss women.
Yes.
Okay.
Good example, Lala.
Yeah, that's a great example of something that would confuse people. Any other customs you guys want to share that a foreigner might not know?
Okay, in our country, you should eat in one hand. You shouldn't. You have not to use the other hand when you eat.
Interesting. And why is that?
That's because we have two hands. Okay, the right hand we use it with the good things, like eat, like say peace to other mans or anything. It will really, it's be good. You will use it with right hand. The left hand, it's used with the bad or with the, it's not bad, but if you want to clean something, you should use the left hand in general.
Very interesting. So it would be kind of rude if I ate with my left hand?
Yes, yes. This is
Wow.
something will be weird.
Wow, very interesting. Thank you for sharing that.
You're welcome.
Any other customs you guys want to bring up before we move on to dealing with situations? Okay. So, our next section, dealing with situations, we have some scenarios, and we're going to talk a little bit about how you would feel or react to this kind of scenario. So, number one, Rodrigo, will you read number one for us?
Okay, the bill. You go out for lunch with a friend. He claims he forgot his wallet but promises to pay you back if you pick up the check. You agree. You have seen him twice since and he has not offered to repay you.
All right, Rodrigo, how would you feel in this situation?
I I wouldn't say nothing to him.
So you wouldn't do anything, but
No.
would you be a little mad?
Yes, but I would be ashamed to say it to him.
Yeah, I think I would be the same. I would be probably really angry, but I'd be just ashamed to say something. It's a bad situation.
Yes, it is.
Allah, what do you think you would do in this situation?
The same thing. I think I'm not going to talk to him or talk about the money. In that case, maybe I'll be annoyed. Uh, I'll be annoyed actually if it's for more than one time. If it's one time or just I saw him once, I think it's okay. I can accept it. But if it's a repeated action or repeated manner, I'll be annoyed. Maybe I'll avoid him later.
Definitely. Abdallah, what do you think you'd do in this situation?
Uh, if he claims he forget his wallet, I think if it's if that if that happened for one time, okay, I will be forgiveness for that. But if he doing a lots of time, I will ask him if he have problem financials or any issues, and if he doesn't have money or he facing up something difficult with his financial situations. Maybe
Hmm.
if he has any difficult or problems financial, maybe I will help him. But if he doing that because he doesn't want to pay, I think I will be annoyed.
Yeah, definitely. Well, you're understanding. That's very understanding of you. I think I would just be angry. I think sometimes I might even say something. Like if it's a friend that I'm relatively close with and comfortable with, if they say, "Oh, I'll pay back tomorrow, I promise." The next day if they don't say anything, I'll be like, "Yo, give me my money back." Because it depends on the person. But sometimes I'm comfortable to say like, "No, you owe me money, give it to me." And then other times I'm a little uncomfortable or ashamed to do that. But it's a tough situation. All right. Number
Right.
2, Allah, will you read it?
Dress code. Weeks ago, you received a printed invitation to a breakfast seminar at a hotel. Your RSVP but overlooked that it said the dress code was business attire. You enter the conference room in business casual clothes, khakis, and a collared shirt, only to find everyone in suits.
So, kind of an embarrassing situation. Allah, how would you feel if you were underdressed for this kind of occasion?
I feel embarrassed, of course. If there's a dress code, I think we have to stick to it. It's if it's formal, we have to wear a formal dress. Of course, I feel embarrassed. Maybe I'll leave.
So you might leave.
Yeah, maybe.
Okay. Abdallah, what would you do?
I will leave the place immediately.
Wow, so it's pretty important to
I
you.
will never stay in the. Yeah.
Okay. Rodrigo, what do you think you would do in this situation?
It depends of the importance of the conference, because if it is not very important, I would leave. But if it's very important, I would stay. Very embarrassed, Mal. Had had to stay.
Yeah, I guess that's true. It might depend on the importance of the meeting. Maybe you could even, call your brother and say, "Oh, can you bring me some clothes?" All right. Number 3, Abdallah, will you read for us?
Okay. Bad date. You are out on a date with a new person. You can sense that the date is going to be a this tree.
Disaster.
You are not sure. Disaster. You are not sure whether you should make up an excuse to leave or seek it out.
All right. What would you do?
Sorry, I give me a minute just for complete understanding.
Mm-hmm.
That it's going to be. What's the meaning of disaster?
Does anybody else know the meaning of the word disaster?
Something's really bad.
Yeah, a terrible situation. A big mess.
Okay. Make up excuse to leave. Okay. And I cannot find any excuse to leave.
It says that you're not sure if you would make up an excuse or stick it out, meaning stay. So which do you think you would do? Would you say, "Oh, my mom called me and she needs something," or would
Sure.
you stay?
Yeah. I will pick up mobile and say, "Hey, my friend," and and I will put the mobile at silent and say, "Oh, my friends, okay, my friend's in trouble. I have to go now. Sorry." Whoa.
All right, so you're out of there. You make up an excuse. All right, Allah, what would you do?
I think I will stick it out. It's a new person, and I'm not going to die if I complete the date till the end. Okay, I'll be yeah, I'll have some patience, and yeah, I will continue. I feel it's easier for me to come up with fake excuse.
All right, so you'd be patient and just get through with the disaster.
Yes.
All right, and Rodrigo, what would you do?
I think depends of the person. Sometimes I could stick it out, or sometimes I could just pretend that my cell phone is ringing.
And what kind of excuse would you make up?
Just like the one of the Abdallah.
All right. So until now, do you guys have any questions about the vocabulary or anything else we've been reading? If you guys do have questions, definitely ask them.
Okay.
No questions so far?
No.
Okay. So then number 4, Rodrigo, will you read it?
Teacher, in number
Yeah.
2, how we read it right? RSVP, this one.
RSVPd. So RSVP is actually a French phrase. Respondez s'il vous plaît, or something like that. I don't even know how to say it, but we always say RSVP'd, as in the past tense of to RSVP.
Okay. It's a reservation, right?
Yeah, it's like when you tell someone that you plan to come. So if someone gives you an invitation, it's very polite to call them and to say, yes, I intend to come to this function. That way they know how many people to expect.
Okay, thank you.
All right, good question. No other questions so far?
Okay,
All right.
in the paragraph number 2, was a business eater?
Attire. What is attire? Does anybody know that one?
Clothes.
Yeah, clothes. The kind of clothes you wear. So business attire would be like formal. And you could also say casual attire, which would mean just everyday kind of clothing. It's a formal word to say your outfit or the clothes that you're wearing.
And but overlooked.
Overlooked. So there's supposed to be a space there. Sorry about that. What is overlooked? Does anyone know the definition for the word overlooked?
Overlooked, I think I know. It's just very extravagant.
No, not exactly. So what it's saying here is that you RSVP'd, like you called to say, hey, I'm going to come, or you wrote to say you were going to come, but you overlooked that the invitation said dress code, meaning that you didn't notice or you didn't see that there was a dress code, like you're supposed to wear business attire. So overlook in this case would be not to notice something, not to see it.
Okay.
Great questions, guys. Anything else before we go on to number 4?
No.
Okay. The number 4, Rodrigo, will you read it?
Okay. Tipping. You are at a restaurant in the US. The waiter was rude, and the food was mediocre. You don't want to leave a tip, but your friend says you ought to because it's the custom.
All right, Rodrigo, what would you do?
I wouldn't leave the tip because if he was rude, they might don't deserve it.
That's true. Definitely. Allah, what would you do?
Yes, if I'm in my country, I think I will not give him because he doesn't deserve as said before. But in US, I think it's a rule. So it's kind in my country, it's not a rule. It's kind of if you are generous or you are pleased from the waiters and from the food, you give him. So it's not a must here. But in US, I think there is a rule and there is a percentage of the bill you have to pay it. So I think I will deal with it as a rule and I will pay. Maybe I will talk with someone someone superior about my claim, but maybe I'll pay for at that moment. I don't like to make maybe what to say. I make a problem or yes.
All right. And Abdallah, what would you do?
I think if I want to give him tip, that's because he was serving me or uh, try to make me feel better in this restaurant, and that's what he should do for me. Okay, if he
Mhm.
doesn't do, if he doesn't did that, I think he doesn't deserve the tip. But as Ala mentioned, in USA, I think that's rule in the USA.
Mhm.
I will dealing with that as a rule, and I will leave the tip.
Okay. All right.
But
Number
I
5.
want to ask
Oh, go
about
ahead.
sorry, I want to ask about food
Oh
mediocre,
yeah, mediocre. Does anyone know the definition for the
mediocre.
word mediocre?
The food is really bad.
Yeah, so mediocre could mean bad, but usually mediocre means something that's just not good, something that's not special. So it doesn't necessarily mean something really bad, but it just means that it wasn't what you wanted. It wasn't something good or delicious.
Okay,
So
but we use that in negative case.
yeah, usually if you say something is mediocre, you're saying that it wasn't something good. Not necessarily that it was bad or very bad, but just that it was not good.
Okay, great.
All right. Number 5. Allah, will you read?
The gift. The gift. Your partner has just given you a sweater vest for your birthday. It's hideous. You are considering asking for the receipt so you can exchange it for something else.
Okay, what would you do in that situation, Allah?
Okay,
Would you
hideous.
ask for
Well,
it?
hideous what, teacher? What's the
Oh,
meaning of?
hideous. Does anyone know
Yeah.
the word hideous?
It's like ugly.
Yeah, something
Terrible.
really ugly, terribly
Mhm.
ugly.
Mhm. Uh, no, I'm not going to ask the bill. I'll be embarrassed if I'm doing something like that. No, I'll accept the
Yeah.
gift. Uh,
Wow. Yeah, that's a tough situation because
mm,
it's awkward to ask for the
mm,
receipt.
it's hard.
Definitely.
Yeah, hard. It's anyway. It's a birthday present, so no, it's something hard to tell him give me the bill or yeah.
Mhm. Definitely. All right, David, what would you do in this situation?
Teacher, I don't understand the statement.
Okay. So, let's see. We're on number 5. So your partner has just given you a sweater vest for your birthday, meaning like your girlfriend or your boyfriend, your husband, your wife, someone very close to you has given you a sweater vest for your birthday, and it's very ugly. Would you ask for the receipt so you can exchange the gift, or would you keep it and wear it just to make that person a little happier or not to be strange and say?
Okay, I got you now. Perhaps I would say to him that for be polite that I like it so much the sweater, but really I hate the sweater. But I say him that the sweater is too small for me, or maybe it's too big. That doesn't fit very well in my body. So I asking him for the receipt, and the excuse is that doesn't fit to my body very well. So I will go to the shop and I change the sweater.
Interesting. So you would ask for the receipt, but blame it on something else. Say, oh, it just doesn't fit very well, but I love it.
Yeah, that is the excuse.
All right, good one. That's clever.
Yeah.
Abdallah, what would you do?
Okay, if this person is very close to me, and he give me a gift because he want me happy, right?
Mhm.
Okay, if he bring the ugly sweater, that's mean the first goal of this gift it's not achieved, right?
Mhm.
I think if I accept that and I don't change the gift, I wish the first goal what he does make that for me, right?
Very true.
And okay, I don't want to waste his money or his goal. I will ask him the receipt, but that in case it's very close to me. Okay,
All right. That's a pretty mature answer. So you would be honest with him.
right.
Very nice. All right. And Rodrigo, what would you do?
Well, I would keep it. I would use this just once in a life, but I would keep it like a souvenir.
Yeah, that's probably what I would do too, even though I know it's not the best thing to do, but I feel too bad telling someone, like, no, I really don't like this.
Me too.
All right. Number 6, Adela, welcome to class. Adela, are you there? I can't hear you, Adela. Try to change your audio settings, maybe. Okay. Adela?
Yes, do you hear me?
Hello. Yes, now I can hear you perfectly.
I have problem with my connection. It's my smartphone.
Ah,
The router is not good.
got it. Well, we're glad to have you here, even if just for a little while. What would you do in this situation we were just talking about? We were talking about if a friend gave you a gift that you hated, would you ask for the receipt and exchange the gift, or would you keep it and pretend to like the gift?
It depend. Is if in general, my husband when I have a he give me something I don't like it. I change it, but
Ah, so you're honest with your
yes,
husband.
yes. But but it's a relationship. More time. It's it's a long relationship. They are we are confident to go to the shop to change. It's not a problem.
All
But
right.
if it's a relationship, a short relationship, I think it's another situation. You
Yeah, so if
can,
it were like a friend or someone you
yeah.
know at work.
Or for example, if it's not my partner, but the mother of the partner, my daughter partner, I say, oh, it's good, I like it. it's it's different.
Yeah, depends. Exactly. If
Yes.
it's someone outside, you might say like, "Oh, it's great. Thank you." And then just, give it away when you get home or whatever.
Yes.
All right. And can you see the notes okay?
Sorry? I have
Are you able to see the notes okay, or is it a little small?
no, I have the page.
Perfect.
I don't, because I don't see the, I don't have the vision about, because the one bandwidth is very low. I don't have video, but I have
Okay.
the page sheet.
So can you read number 6 for us?
The seat. You are seated on the bus. At the next stop, a woman gets on. All seats are occupied. You are hesitant to offer your seat to her because it might offend her. She looks fit, but she could be 65 years old. On the other hand, she could be much younger.
All right. So
A
Adela, what
difficult,
would you do?
a difficult. I think I'm not. I not offer because it's possible. She has no. She's offend about you offer the seat. I think
So you wouldn't want to offend her, so you wouldn't offer your seat.
no. Only if I go, they have a problem, a physical problem, but
All right.
only for age. This is a fit. The aspect is a fit is normal. Or I think no.
Okay. Good answer. And Rodrigo, what would you do in that situation?
I would offer her my seat.
All right, you'd offer it. Allah, would you offer or not?
Yes, here this example maybe it's yeah, we are talking about something in our culture. So we here not dealing with a rule or something formal. It's from our culture. A man can't see a woman stands up in the bus and he's sitting. So it's you'll find if this situation happened in my country, you will find 3 or 4 men stood up to give a seat for a woman or an old woman or even young woman, and for old male if he also if there is a man old, we have to give him the seats. It's a decent behavior like that. It's a decorum to give a seat, yes, for these persons. It's not a rule. We are not dealing with it as a rule.
All right. So different manners, and you would generally give up your seat. Interesting.
Yes, that's right.
All right. David, how about you? What would you do?
Okay. It is very common in the transport public here where I live because it's so crowded. Yeah, it's very often that I see women with children in his arms or people. Yeah, I think uh, I often give them the seat because it's like be polite, be respectful, be educated. Yeah, it doesn't matter if she looks younger. If, for example, she says me no, there is no problem, and okay, it's everything okay.
All right. And last but not least, Abdallah, what would you do? Would you give your seat or keep it?
I will offer my seat for her. That's not depend on the age or how is old or is younger or if she younger. It's just if she girl, okay, he deserves the seat more than me because I am man. Okay,
Ah, so
and
a
maybe if
cultural manners thing.
yeah, and if maybe if she beautiful, I will make all bus empty for her.
All right. All right, good answer. Okay, and Abdallah, will you read number 7 for us?
Okay, team player, the new company director has organized a team building ex, ex, exercise exercise this weekend. The event is bent build bent building. You have no dress to go, but you don't want to be seen as a non-team player.
Okay. So your company director invites you to do something you don't want to do. Would you do it, or would you tell him, nah, I don't like that?
Okay, if I have free time, I will join him. But if this time if in this time I'm busy, I will reject, and I will
Okay.
find any excuse.
All right. So you would do it if you had the time.
Yes.
And you know what paintballing is?
No.
Paintball? The same?
Paintballing. I'll find a picture
Yes.
for you though.
A war with the colors and balls.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a
Between two
good way
teams.
to describe it. Oh, gross.
The
So it's
news
like,
game, enterprise, a company game.
exactly. Kind of a funny one, but you shoot paint at each other. All right. Adela, what would you do in this situation? Would you go paintballing, or would you tell your boss that you're busy?
It depends. If they are a promotion near go to the paint. But if
Paint.
make a
Mm-hmm.
okay.
All right. So you might go, but you might not. Yeah. All right. Thanks, Adela. And how about Allah? What would you do? Would you go paintballing, or would you say, nah, I'm busy?
No, I will not say no for paintballing. It's funny, very, it's very interesting. I will not waste this opportunity. It's much better than the work chores. Actually, the team building exercises are much better than the office chores and working in the office. So generally, I like these exercises. But if there is something really boring and I don't want to go, maybe I'll go. Maybe I'll go. Yes, to be seen as a team player. I don't like to be out of the team or something, or they may have impression that I'm out of the team. No, I will go.
All right. So you definitely would go.
Yes.
Cool.
But sorry, the paintballing is not only a game because I think psychologists, company psychologists, used to have the relation with the co-workers and to have um, the same to have the to promote to the winner. To this is a strange relationship. I think the company use these weekends to analyze the 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 workers or the
Like
employees.
a test. They're watching you to see how you
Yes,
behave.
the behavior about yes, the leader.
Interesting.
I think they are the same. It's
Very possibly.
complicated.
Yeah, definitely. All right. David, what would you do?
Yeah, I will accept because if you have the opportunity to don't work and present something and you don't have to work, it's very good. You take a break for the work, you take a rest, you take
Mm-hmm.
a rest for the office and the atmosphere. You take a refresh and you have the opportunity to order some coworkers and shooting paintballs, very fun. And maybe the
Mm-hmm.
boss shooting some tables in the body. Yeah.
All right. Okay, and Rodrigo, what would you do?
I would go because it would help my entire career ahead.
True. So it's important. Okay. David, will you read number 8 for us?
Should eight smells. One of your coworkers dresses well but wears far too much cologne. Another smells as if he doesn't shower at all. When both odors are mixed together, you can hardly breathe. Okay, ours is like a smell, yeah?
Yes. And
Uh,
what would you do, David?
yeah, let me think. Um, Okay, but I don't understand well. I am in the same place that them, yeah? But
Yeah, so the choice is basically, would you tell this person something? Like, would you say, hey, you smell terrible? Or would you just pretend like it didn't happen and not say anything?
yeah, it's like one is so exaggerate, very clean, and the other is so dirty.
Yeah, so he wears a lot of cologne and he doesn't shower much. So kind of two mixing of these smells, like bad body odor and also he puts a lot of perfume or cologne on.
Okay, it is a difficult situation. It's like okay, maybe I could, I don't know what to do. It's very impolite. Say something like your
Mhm.
style is very bad.
Yeah.
So maybe I don't know that if you say that maybe he he wouldn't tolerate it. But yeah, maybe I could give him some like some think, but not very directly. Like for example, oh man, can I see a store in the other street and in that place sells good perfumes. So we can go and see something like that. Not very directly.
All right. Yeah, that's a good way to get around it.
Mhm.
Excellent. Rodrigo, what would you do in this situation?
If he's close to me, I would tell him. And if he is, I do nothing.
So what would you say?
I'd say that don't. I'll tell him to take a shower.
Wow, that's pretty direct. Hey, dude, you need to take a shower because you stink.
or maybe tell him to invite him to go to the club where you can.
Ah, good idea. Say like,
Uh,
hey, let's go for a swim or something.
yes. Very good idea.
All right, creative. Allah, what would you do?
For me, it's a very hard situation. I'm not daring to tell someone directly these things, these personal things. I don't know. It will be hard for me. Maybe maybe I'll ask for help from other friend who's more bold, maybe more bold or bolder than me, to tell him directly, or maybe I will refer to superiors, so maybe they will make some code dress or something like that, so it will be formal. But me directly, no, I don't think.
Yeah, it's an embarrassing situation to say, to tell someone that they smell. Definitely. Adela, what would you do?
Okay. I think for me, I will not shut my mouth about that. I will tell him directly, but I not between the others worker. I will take him a fare from the company in a bar or anything like that, and I will tell him, "You are a good person. You are wonderful man, but you have small thing you want to change. Your smell is angry." Just because
All right.
but because maybe he is real life he is good person, but he have problem with this part in his life. He want to change.
Yeah. Honest and direct. Nice approach. All right. And last but not least, Adela. What would
I
you
think
do?
I think it's a situation very complicated because to say someone take a shower is very hard. But I think they are the opposite. The other coworker is uh, a lot of cologne, etc. No, a possibility is to say or tell them to arrive at an arrangement about, for example, the excuse the office is very small, don't have ventilation, we need to arrive to a situation, they use same deodorant. I think to manage the situation a
Yeah.
little
Yeah, good
is
idea.
difficult. It's difficult.
Definitely. Okay. So we have run out of time for today, but I have another class coming up in just a second. We'll be reading and talking about things about the family topics and stuff. So if you guys are interested, I hope to see you again soon. And otherwise, I'll see you another time. Thanks, everybody.
Thank you.
Okay,
Bye.
thank you, teacher. It's a wonderful class. Bye.